world's leading zoos and aquariums are racing to save animals from extinction.
Well, Matthew, I'm so excited to be talking to you today. I got the opportunity to see Escape from Extinction, and not only did I learn so much, but it was so amazing to see how these animals are cared for and what it takes to keep them still in our population. So talk to me a little bit about the documentary and how it became this project of yours.
Well, the crisis that's going on in the moment with all the other crises in the world is that there's 1 million of the 8 million species are on the verge of extinction, which is a crazy number. And so if we don't step in and start to help them right now, these animals, we're in trouble, we're in big trouble. And every animal is so important because they affect all the other animals and everything's connected. And that was the thing that I learned so much about in making this film. It's like, you think of this little tree frog, it's like, well, why does that tree frog matter? It's like, well, that tree frog eats all the insects that attack your 4th of July picnic. So we lose this one frog, your barbecues might be ruined, or whatever the scenario is that you're affected by. So we wanted to just shine a light on all the hard work that zoos and aquariums are doing to save animals from extinction.
Parents are struggling to try to homeschool and navigate curriculum, but I feel like this is one of those perfect films where you can learn about animals and then watch this together as a family and talk about the importance of, nature and the ecosystems and the need for balance and, what different animals are and how they do. So maybe speak a little bit to the educational value that it has that might be missed because the film is just so good as a standalone.
Oh, thank you. Well, the film's for all ages. I have a 4-year-old and a 8-year-old, and they've seen the film many, many times. In fact, I went into my daughter's 1st grade class and showed the Yellowstone wolf section because the kids are getting to be scared of wolves. They're getting to be scared of sharks, and they don't understand. And they watched it, and they actually were fascinated. And that's when they were 7. I think it's appropriate probably for 10 and over. It's probably the best age group where the 10-year-olds will really get to understand what's going on. But the biggest thing about zoos is misinformation. We all do it. I'm guilty of it too. We don't understand. We walk into a zoo and say, oh, I don't like the way that cage looks, or I don't like this thing, or I don't like that. That looks small. Or what do I don't know. I need to realize that these are doctors and scientists that spend years of research. I learned so much. They're in some of the facilities for tigers, they're pumping in the music of birds that would naturally be in the habitat in Sumatra or wherever these animals are from. It's amazing what they go through to make them feel as comfortable as possible. They also have, I don't know if you saw, they have dogs that they put in for companions so they could be with the cheetahs. One of the biggest pieces of misinformation out there is, where are these animals coming from? People kind of have in their head, like, they've been snatched out of the wild, or, there's these kind of misconceptions. A lot of the animals that you're seeing in zoos, they were rescued. They were rescued from poachers. They were rescued for animal trafficking. Imagine if you're sending trafficked tigers to China and they have a layover at LAX and they get, taken by customs there. Where do you bring them? There's nowhere for them to go. You have to bring them to the LA Zoo or the San Diego Zoo. So a lot of these animals are rescued. And so that was the biggest thing I didn't understand, is kind of where they came from. And, the value of learning about these animals is how you save them. One of the best stories was that I learned that's not in the film was about the okapi, which is this beautiful forest giraffe that looks kind of like a zebra and a giraffe merged together. But it's easier to save the big, beautiful animals, the big fuzzy animals. Everybody wants to save the panda. Everybody wants to save the polar bear. It's hard to save the snail and the slug and those other animals that might be less attractive. So when you're saving the okapi, what they do is they get people together to support this animal and save the rainforest that it lives in. And when you're saving this rainforest, you're saving all the other animals that live in it. So you could be saving thousands and thousands of animals just by donating to support okapi conservation. And that was one of the things that I just never connected on. But the animals that live in this rainforest, a lot of them haven't even been discovered yet. So, we could be killing an animal before we've even found it, and that animal could be the cure for cancer. I mean, there's so many things that we just don't know about our ecosystem, and we're destroying it faster than we're finding it.
Escape from Extinction. Coming soon.